Have you ever felt like people don't take you seriously? Maybe you walk into a room, speak your mind, and yet no one seems to respect what you say. Or perhaps you try to be polite and agreeable, but instead of earning admiration, you're met with indifference or even subtle disdain. Here's the truth: respect isn't demanded, it's earned. And often, it's not about what you say, but about the habits you unknowingly display. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. They believed that true power and respect come from within, not from begging for approval, but from mastering yourself. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers and a Roman emperor, once wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me, we all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." What does that mean? It means that most people worry too much about being liked, yet ignore the very habits that make others look down on them. They sabotage their own respectability without even realizing it. So, what if you're making these mistakes? In this video, we're diving deep into 7 awful habits that silently destroy your reputation and make people lose respect for you, whether it's at work, in relationships, or in daily life. These habits are subtle, but powerful. You might be guilty of them without realizing it. The good news? Once you recognize them, you can eliminate them and instantly level up how people perceive you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which behaviors are holding you back, how to fix them using Stoic wisdom, how to carry yourself with quiet confidence, just like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca did. So, stick with me until the end, because this isn't just another self-improvement talk. This is about transformation. And before we dive in, here's a challenge for you. Which habit do you think might be secretly lowering people's respect for you? Drop it in the comments. I'll be reading and responding to as many as I can. Habit number 1. Constant complaining. Have you ever been around someone who complains all the time? No matter what's happening, they always have something negative to say. Maybe it's about the weather, their job, other people, or just life in general. After a while, it gets exhausting to be around them. Here's the harsh reality: constant complaining makes you look weak. It tells the world that you are powerless over your own life. And when people sense weakness, they lose respect for you. At its core, complaining is an admission that you believe external forces control your life. When you complain, you're saying, "I have no control over my circumstances. I am a victim of what happens around me. Other people or situations are to blame for my problems." No one admires a victim mentality. People respect problem solvers, not problem talkers. The Stoics believed in one fundamental truth: you control your mind. Everything else is outside of your power. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, also warned against complaining. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Stoicism teaches that complaining is wasted energy. Every moment spent complaining is a moment that could be used to solve a problem or change your mindset. So, how do you stop complaining and start earning respect? 1. Shift from complaining to problem solving. Instead of saying, "This situation is terrible," ask yourself, "What can I do to improve this?" Every problem has 2 solutions. Change the situation. Take action. Change your mindset. Accept what you cannot control. 2. Catch yourself complaining. Every time you catch yourself complaining, pause and ask, "Am I just venting, or is there a solution to this? Is this within my control?" If you're just venting, let it go. If it's fixable, fix it. 3. Replace complaints with gratitude. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, train yourself to focus on what's right. Each time you want to complain, think of one thing you're grateful for. Example, instead of saying I hate my job, say at least I have a source of income while I work on something better. Complaining is the easiest thing in the world. Anyone can do it. But strong people, the people who command respect, don't waste time on it. They either change their situation or change their attitude. So, ask yourself, are you a complainer or a problem solver? If you want respect, stop complaining and start taking control of your life. Now, let's move on to the next habit that instantly makes people look down on you. Habit number 2. Seeking validation. Have you ever met someone who constantly seeks approval? Maybe they fish for compliments, anxiously wait for likes on social media, or desperately try to impress others with their words and actions. At first, you might feel bad for them. But over time, their behavior becomes exhausting and even a little embarrassing. Here's the truth: when you constantly seek validation, people lose respect for you. Why? Because it shows insecurity. It tells the world that you need external approval to feel worthy. And if you don't believe in yourself, why should anyone else? When you seek validation, you unknowingly tell people, my confidence depends on what others think of me. I need you to tell me I'm good enough. I am not secure in my own worth. This is dangerous because the more you chase approval, the more others withhold it from you. People respect those who are secure in themselves. But when they sense desperation for validation, they subconsciously devalue you. Think about it. Do you admire people who need constant reassurance? Or do you respect those who are self-assured, whether people praise them or not? Exactly. The Stoics believed that seeking external validation is a weakness. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me, we all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." Epictetus taught, if you are ever tempted to look for outside approval, realize that you have compromised your integrity. In Stoicism, the only approval that matters is the one you give yourself. 1. Approve of yourself first. Stop waiting for others to tell you that you're good enough. Decide for yourself. Ask, am I living by my own values? Am I proud of my actions? If the answer is yes, you don't need external validation. 2. Detach from people's opinions. Praise and criticism are the same, both come from other people's perceptions, not reality. If someone compliments you, don't depend on it. If someone insults you, don't let it shake you. 3. Let actions speak louder than words. Instead of telling people how great you are, show them. Become so skilled, disciplined, and self-assured that people naturally admire you, without you asking for it. The world respects those who validate themselves. The moment you stop seeking validation, you start commanding respect. So, ask yourself, are you living for your own standards or for other people's approval? If you want respect, become the kind of person who doesn't need it. Now, let's move on to the next habit that instantly makes people look down on you. Habit number 3. Avoiding responsibility. Have you ever met someone who always blames others when things go wrong? They never admit fault, never own up to their mistakes, and always have an excuse. Here's the harsh truth: people who avoid responsibility are seen as weak, unreliable, and unworthy of respect. Why? Because responsibility is power. When you take ownership of your actions, you show strength. But when you dodge responsibility, you tell the world, I am not in control of my own life. And if you're not in control, why should anyone respect you? When you refuse to take responsibility, you unknowingly tell people, I am not accountable for my actions. I'd rather make excuses than improve. I expect others to fix my problems. No one admires this mindset. People respect those who own their actions, face their mistakes, and take charge of their lives. Think about the most respected individuals in history, great leaders, successful entrepreneurs, and influential thinkers. They all had one thing in common: they took full responsibility for their lives. Meanwhile, those who constantly blame others remain stuck, powerless, and invisible. The Stoics believed that taking responsibility is the foundation of personal power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You must build your life action by action, and be satisfied if each one achieves its goal." Epictetus taught, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." In other words, own your mistakes, learn from them, and move forward. That's how you grow. 1. Stop making excuses. Excuses don't change reality. They only make you look weak. Instead of saying, I failed because of my boss, my past, my situation, say, what could I have done better? 2. Own your mistakes and fix them. People respect those who admit their faults and take action to improve. If you mess up, say, I was wrong. Here's how I'll make it right. 3. Control what you can, accept what you can't. The Stoics believed in focusing only on what's within your control. Instead of complaining about things outside your power, take action where you can. The moment you take full responsibility for your life, you take back control. People don't respect victims of circumstance, they respect those who rise above them. So ask yourself, are you owning your life or making excuses? If you want respect, stop blaming, start leading. Now, let's move on to the next habit that makes people look down on you. Habit number 4. Being emotionally reactive. Have you ever seen someone lose their temper over something small? Maybe they lash out at a coworker, explode over traffic, or get defensive when someone criticizes them. In that moment, they think they're showing strength. But in reality, they're proving how weak they are. Why? Because when you can't control your emotions, you give control to everyone else. People respect those who are calm, composed, and unshaken by life's challenges. But if you're emotionally reactive, people see you as unstable, unreliable, and weak. Losing control of your emotions sends one clear message: I am not in control of myself. Anyone can push my buttons and make me react. I let circumstances dictate my mood and behavior. People who are easily angered, offended, or frustrated are exhausting to be around. No one trusts them to handle serious situations because they lack self-discipline. The truth is, reacting emotionally is easy. Any fool can do it. But controlling your emotions takes real strength. And strength commands respect. The Stoics believed that controlling your emotions is the highest form of power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." Epictetus warned, "If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation." This means that no one can make you angry, you choose to react that way. And once you realize that, you gain power. 1. Pause before you react. When something upsets you, take a deep breath and count to 5. This prevents impulsive reactions and gives you time to respond rationally. 2. Ask, is this worth my energy? Most things aren't worth losing your cool over. If something won't matter a year from now, let it go. 3. Control your tone and body language. When facing conflict, speak slowly, lower your voice, and keep a neutral expression. This projects strength and confidence, making people take you seriously. Being reactive is a sign of weakness. Staying calm under pressure is a sign of power. If you want respect, don't let emotions control you, master them. So ask yourself, do you react or do you respond? Now, let's move on to the next habit that makes people look down on you. Habit number 5. Talking more than listening. Have you ever been stuck in a conversation where the other person never stops talking? They interrupt, dominate the discussion, and barely let you get a word in. How does that make you feel? Annoyed? Disrespected? Less interested in what they have to say? Here's the reality: the more you talk, the less people respect you. Why? Because when you talk too much, you send the message that you value your own voice more than others' perspectives. And nothing pushes people away faster than someone who only wants to be heard, but never listens. When you dominate conversations, people subconsciously think, "This person doesn't respect my thoughts. They care more about impressing me than connecting with me." They lack self-awareness and discipline. And here's the irony: people who talk too much often think they're being impressive, but in reality, they're being ignored. The more you talk, the less valuable your words become. But the less you speak, the more weight your words carry. Think of the most respected leaders, mentors, and philosophers. Do they ramble on endlessly? No. They speak with purpose and listen more than they talk. The Stoics believed that silence is a sign of intelligence and power. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, famously said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Marcus Aurelius advised, "It is better to trip with the feet than with the tongue." In other words, speaking carelessly is more dangerous than making a physical mistake. The less you talk, the more people respect what you say. 1. Pause before speaking. Before you say something, ask yourself, is this necessary? Or am I just talking to fill silence? If it doesn't add value, stay quiet. 2. Master the art of asking questions. Instead of talking about yourself, show genuine interest in others. Ask thoughtful questions like, "What's your take on this? How did you come to that conclusion?" 3. Embrace the power of silence. Don't fear silence in conversations. It makes you seem more composed and confident. People respect those who choose their words carefully instead of speaking impulsively. Want instant respect? Talk less, listen more. People value those who truly hear them, not those who just wait for their turn to speak. So ask yourself, do I listen to understand or just to respond? If you want respect, make your words rare, but powerful. Now, let's move on to the next habit that makes people look down on you. Habit number 6. Disrespecting others. Have you ever seen someone treat a waiter, cashier, or coworker with arrogance? Maybe they belittle others, ignore people they deem unimportant, or talk down to those they see as beneath them. Here's the truth: disrespecting others doesn't make you look powerful, it makes you look small. No matter how successful, wealthy, or intelligent you are, if you lack respect for others, people will secretly despise you. They may not say it to your face, but behind closed doors, they will look down on you. When you treat others poorly, you send a clear message. I only respect people who can benefit me. I believe I am superior to others. My character depends on my social status, not my values. This kind of behavior is weak. It shows insecurity, arrogance, and a lack of self-awareness. Think about it. The most respected people in history, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and other Stoics, were known for their humility and fairness. They led with strength, not arrogance. On the other hand, those who treated people with disrespect and cruelty are often remembered with contempt. Stoicism teaches that every person deserves dignity and respect, regardless of their status. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history, said, "Treat people as if they were what they ought to be, and you help them become what they are capable of being." Seneca also warned against arrogance. A good character, once established, is not lost even in failure. This means that your respect for others is a reflection of your own strength, not theirs. 1. Treat everyone with dignity. Whether it's the CEO or the janitor, show the same level of respect. People notice how you treat those who can't do anything for you. 2. Speak with kindness and strength. Being kind does not mean being weak. You can be firm and assertive without being disrespectful. Avoid sarcasm, belittling, or talking down to people. It makes you look insecure, not powerful. 3. Let actions speak louder than status. The most respected people lead by example. Respect is earned by your behavior, not your words or position. If you want people to respect you, start by respecting others. Because here's the secret: how you treat people when no one is watching defines your true character. So ask yourself, do I treat others with the respect I expect for myself? If you want to command respect, show it first. Now, let's move on to the final habit that makes people look down on you. Habit number 7. Neglecting self-improvement. Have you ever met someone who never changes? They stay in the same place, repeat the same mistakes, and refuse to grow. Here's the hard truth: if you're not improving, you're falling behind. People respect those who are constantly learning, evolving, and striving to be better. But if you stay stagnant, others will lose respect for you because you're showing them that you don't respect yourself enough to grow. When you stop working on yourself, you send a message: I'm fine with being average. I don't value growth or progress. I have no ambition or discipline. No one admires this mindset. People look up to those who challenge themselves, step out of their comfort zones, and work hard to reach new levels of success. Think about it. Do you respect people who never try to improve? Probably not. The world belongs to those who never stop learning and growing. The Stoics believed that self-improvement is a lifelong duty. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Epictetus taught, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This means that if you want to be respected, you must commit to daily improvement. 1. Become a lifelong learner. Read books, listen to podcasts, and consume knowledge daily. Commit to learning new skills that challenge and push you forward. 2. Set goals and take action. People respect those who take control of their lives. Set clear, actionable goals for personal and professional growth. Instead of talking about what you'll do, start doing it. 3. Push yourself beyond comfort. Growth only happens when you step outside your comfort zone. Whether it's physical fitness, mental discipline, or career development, challenge yourself to be better every day. If you want people to respect you, show them that you respect yourself enough to grow. Because here's the truth: people who stop improving get left behind. So ask yourself, am I becoming better today than I was yesterday? If not, start now. Your future self, and the respect you earn, depends on it. And that brings us to the final conclusion of this video. Conclusion. Respect is not something we demand, it is something we earn through our actions, discipline, and character. Many people unknowingly lose respect by complaining too much, seeking external validation, avoiding responsibility, or reacting emotionally to every challenge. These habits signal weakness, not strength, making others look down on us. True strength lies in self-mastery, the ability to control emotions, take responsibility, and continuously improve. The Stoics believed that the most powerful person is the one who rules over himself, not others. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. For older adults, this lesson is even more profound. Life's experiences should make us wiser, not bitter. Instead of clinging to past frustrations or regrets, we should embrace growth at every stage of life. Reading, reflecting, and staying physically and mentally active are signs of self-respect. When we continue to improve, we remain relevant, respected, and admired, not just by others, but by ourselves. Ask yourself, am I living as an example of wisdom and dignity? If not, the time to change is now. Because when you respect yourself, the world has no choice but to respect you in return.